Hello and welcome everyone to Selective Preparation Power Thinking Skills, Test 12. In this video, we will go through 10 questions that belong in this test set. Let's start. First question, we had Anthony and Carolyn that have bug collection. If they combine the bugs, their collection would be 20 bugs. Which of the following statements could not be true? So let's test if they can be true, and obviously if they cannot, that'll be our answer. So A says Carolyn has 1,000 bugs. For A, if Carolyn had 1,000, Anthony would just have 8. So it can be true. If Anthony has 1 bug like in B, Carolyn will have 19 and that makes 20. So that is true. Let's try D. Carolyn has 2 more bugs than Anthony. So what we can do is 20 minus the 2 that is extra for Karen, that's 18. Divide that by 2. You get 9 for Anthony, and plus on the 2 you get 11 for Karen. So 11 and 9, that also adds up to 20. If you look at C, Anthony has 1 more bug than Karen. So try the same technique. We minus 1 and we get 19. You see how we can't divide it into 2 even parts? Right, we can't divide it. So that's why C is actually the correct answer, because you can't have half of a bug. Number 2, if the information below is true, which on the reasoning is correct? People who play the piano for over 3 years are allowed to compete in the competition. People who play for less than 3 years can only compete in the competition if they pass an exam. Jason says, I am 16 years old and I've played piano for half my life. I must take an exam to enter the competition. So he's 16, half his life, 16 divided by 2 is 8 years. That is definitely over 3 years. So when he says he must take an exam, that is not true. We don't know if people who played over 3 years need to take the exam or not, but we know that they're allowed to compete. Okay, and it's definitely not under 3 years, so Jason is incorrect. Joe, I've played the drums for 6 years and recently started to learn the piano. I can enter the competition without taking an exam. Now Joe is incorrect. We know people who play the piano for less than 3 years they have to pass an exam, right? And it says recently started. We actually don't know how recently this is, but that means that it is not correct because we can't tell for sure. So neither Jason or Joe is the answer. Option D. Number 3, which of the following most weakens Freddie's decision? So Freddie is a student who studies most productively at night. To keep him focused, he drinks lots of energy drinks. On average, he drinks 4 cans a night. His parents have told him to stop, but Freddie refuses and continues to drink ample amounts every night. So Freddie's issue, the main problem, is that he drinks ample amounts, excessive amounts, lots of energy drinks, right? What would weaken it? Well, if we had an argument that counted the fact that he drinks a lot of energy drinks, right, then that would be a weakening argument. And that's C. Excessive amounts of energy drinks, right, can increase one's blood pressure and heart rate, which leads to heart disease in the future. So the actual reasoning isn't that important, but the fact that we have evidence that excessive, too much, lots of these energy drinks can have bad consequences is a pretty good weakening argument. Number 4. So we have the Earth. Its diameter is 2 meters. Diameter is this length here, right? It's 2 of the radius. This whole thing is 2 meters. Marion sails around the Earth twice. What is the distance of her voyage? Okay, so if this is 2 meters, how do we find the circumference, the orbit? Circumference, right? The formula is 2 pi d. Same as 2 times pi times, what's the diameter here? 2. That's the same as 4 lots of pi, right? So that is the circumference. She does it twice. So we're going to do 4 lots of pi times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times pi is your answer, or 8 pi. When we multiply 2 numbers together, you can also, if it's an algebraic term like this, pronumeral, then you can also just get rid of the times. Okay, so this shape is called a decagon because it has 10 sides. How many lines of symmetry does it have? It actually has 10. When it's a regular shape like this, you can actually match up each of them, right? Oops. 4 and 5. These all make sense for now. And you might think, where are the other lines of symmetry? We see here. Oops, that's not a very straight line, but like that, okay? Always think about folding the shape. If the two edges match up, then it's line of symmetry. There's another 5 in between the red lines. So 5 plus 5 is 10. Remember to always pass through this midpoint, and then you will save to call it a line of symmetry. Number 6, let's look at the information below. Only 2 species of animals live on this certain island. These 2 species are the foxes and the rabbits. Some foxes eat rabbits, while some foxes eat grass. Most rabbits are larger than the foxes, but none will eat the foxes. Okay, using this information, let's see if Janet and Sarah are correct. Janet says, there may be foxes that eat things other than rabbit or grass. So we know that some foxes eat rabbits, some foxes eat grass. This word some means not all, right? We don't know for sure, which means there possibly could be foxes that eat other things. So Janet is correct because she says the word may. Doesn't say she definitely, it's may. Sarah says no foxes are larger than rabbits. Now this may be true in real life, I'm not sure, but in our box it says most of the rabbits are larger than the foxes. So Sarah is incorrect. So that's why the answer is A. Okay, number 7. So the radius of planet Kingdom's orbit is 180 meters. So that means that this radius of the orbit, right, is 180 meters. And we're going to double it, which means we get 360 meters for the orbit, how it's going around. Okay. Now the planet Kingdom is 100 meters away from Earth. What is the Earth radius? So what we actually have to do is minus the 100 off from both sides. Okay, minus the 100 off from both sides. So from 360, which you got from doubling 180, right? Why do we double 180? Because it's radius times 2 gets diameter. You minus 100, then you minus another 100. Basically, 360 minus 200 is 160 meters. Now, to get the radius of the Earth, what do we do? This is the Earth diameter. So to get the radius, you have to divide it by 2, which is 80 meters. The answer here is A. You can have a look at the solutions for a little more information by pausing the video now. Okay, number 8. So we have some options and we have to add up the price. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the deals, okay? We know that this is the one that's dependent on each other. So she buys 3 rice cups and 1 pack of chicken nuggets, 1 sausage roll, and 2 packets of hot chips. So sausage roll is $4. Buy 2 get 1 free. You only want 1. Okay, so 1 sausage roll is $4. 1 pack of chicken nuggets is $260. Sorry, also $5.50. And 1 pack of rice cups is $260. Right? So you have 1 done. And then the chicken nuggets are done. If I buy 1 of each, I get the rice cup for half price, which means that this rice cup would be $130. And then we have 2 extra rice cups, right? 260 plus 260, so that's the 3 done. And 2 packs of hot chips. Buy 2, get the second one half price. $330. What's half of $330? We get 1. Oh, let's try $330 divided by 2. Goes in once, 2, 13, 6, 12, 10, 5. 165. Now all we do is add. Okay, we get 5. Try to make 10. 6 plus 6 is 12. 13, 14, 15. Then 20. So carry the 2 over. 3 plus 6 is 9. Drop the decimal. 4, 5, 1 is 10. 2, 4, 5. Plus 3 is 8. Plus 2 is 10. Carry it over. $20.95, which is A. Read this if you'd like a little bit more detail on how I got the different numbers. Okay, 9 matching arguments. So, during the Second World War, engineers tried to protect planes from being shot down. American warplanes which came back from warfare were observed to have been shot the most in the wings, hence more armor was placed on the wings. What is the issue with this? Let's read through. A says armor cannot be placed on the wings because it would destabilize the plane. Now this may be correct, but we're not really talking exactly about why more armor is bad for the plane, right? So A is out. B, the planes which were shot down was not included in the data set. Now this is actually the correct answer. Planes that were shot in the wings were able to return so that they can come back and they'll still be okay. But planes that were shot elsewhere might have floated away or drowned or dipped down into the earth, which means they were never able to be recovered and therefore never made it as a statistical proof. So B is the best answer. The last question, sum of the ages of two sisters 35 years. Difference is their ages is 1/7 of the sum. So the sum is 35. The difference is 1/7 of that. 35 times 1/7, which is 5 years. All digits have to be unique. Find the ages of the older sister in years. So we want the difference to be around 5 years. Okay, so then the numbers I can think about. If I divide 35 by 2, I get around 17, right? Let's be a little less and more than the other. Do you see how that adds up to 35? Right? And the difference is 5 years. And all the digits are different. So which one could be the number of the older sister? Don't pick the younger one by accident. It's D. So in relation to that last question, our key point for this test is just 2 for algebraic questions, okay, or problem-solving questions. Be aware of what the question is asking you to figure out at the end. Often, the question misleads you by asking you to figure out many different calculations and specifying one answer only. Always check your work after you are done. This includes the working out. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed that video and I will see you in the next one. Take care.